Oh, that sounds really beefy. Hello, hello, hello. Imani's in the house today again with you. And how are you, people? I hope you are well. I hope you're ready for this fantastic show. You're going to have 35 minutes of fun, laughter, and you're going to learn all about relationships. So go get your pens, get your papers. I have a fantastic guest in the house for you. And we're going to tear up all the different elements of relationship. You're going to learn how to love you, how to create great relationships, and how to relate to the universe at large. So people, kings and queens, you are going to love this show, and I have my special guest right here. He is ready and rearing to go. In fact, I'm trying to keep him off the mic. And Mr. Hash is here. Mr. Hash, I have to tell you about him. His CV is very long, so I won't go into all that. We could be here all year. So, first of all, he is a spiritual guru. He is a fitness coach. He is a genius marketing guru. Basically, there's lots to Mr. Hash, but today we are going to talk about relationship. So, Mr. Hash, no further ado, I'm going to bring you in and get you on that mic so that you can tear up the relationship issues for people and bring out the real truth. Now tell us, what is, for me, I always feel that relationship is about your self-esteem. So what to you, what's the self-esteem, Mr. Hash?
Welcome. Salam alaikum. Shalom. Hotep, Om Shanti, Namaste. I come once again with the greetings of love, with the greetings of peace. It's all about love. Love is all there is. We're here to share with you so that you can pick up something out of this and then share it with your loved ones as well. I'm Mr. Hash, so full name Hashim Larry, short Hash Larry, Mr. Hash.
Okay, Mr. Hash, what is self-esteem, please?
Okay, thank you. Self-esteem, to me, what my understanding of self-esteem is related to self-knowledge. This series about know thyself. The more you know who you truly are, as a creative being, as a spiritual being, having human experience and understand the purpose of life that we're here to create, all that to me is what brings high self-esteem. All that is what brings high self-esteem. High self-esteem is, in the simple terms, my understanding is knowing thyself, knowing truly who you are, that there's a power in us that is unstoppable, that have the capacity to make anything happen. The Christians call that power Christ. The Muslims call it Allah. The Hindus call it Brahma. I mean, it doesn't really matter whatever name or term that we're using to describe this power, but it is the same. And our understanding that we are a byproduct of that power is what raises our high self-esteem.
So how do we bring that into our everyday? How do you kind of bring yourself that that ability to have high self-esteem? What do you do? What is the first thing that people have to do to rebuild their self-esteem?
Yeah, okay. The first thing people have to do is start learning about themselves. Get to know who they are. If you're a woman, how do you have self-esteem, for example, is to know what is a woman. Know the woman in spiritual terms, in mental terms. Read, get an inventory of what a woman is. A woman is just not somebody who dress, put makeup and dress tight clothes and all that. Yes, that is a woman too. But there are so many levels of what a woman is.
So you're talking about the spiritual concept of what a woman is.
Yeah, find out
as is the spiritual concept of what a man is.
Yeah, find out what is the divine. What is the divine aspect of a woman. Yeah. And understand that this whole creative energy, this universe, the source of it is from the woman. It's the origin of it all. Once you get that kind of level of understanding of who you are, you develop high self-esteem.
Well, the woman is the womb, has the womb of creation, isn't she?
The womb of creation.
Yeah.
So high self-esteem will come automatically when you combine all this knowledge. And also love yourself.
What causes people to have low self-esteem, or not love themselves as they ought to? What is it? What's going on there? So many people.
Social hypnosis. What do I mean by social hypnosis? Conditioning. Because we live in a world whereby the woman has been put down in all kind of ways. Because we live in a very patriarchy society. So, okay, like even for example, in most religions, say the woman ate the apple, and then everybody starts to suffer and all kind of stuff.
So the woman is the cause of everything.
Yes, society hasn't really taught women more about themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that is causing most women just thinking the only respect they can have in society is depending on which man they've got, or whether they're married, or this. Because these are all social conditioning.
Right.
So that is causing. For example, that's women. I mean, we're not just talking about women.
Well, men have a lot of issues because they're saying that a lot of men are committing suicide.
Yeah. Okay, what is causing low self-esteem in general is lack of self-knowledge.
And self-love,
And self-love.
You can't really love yourself if you don't know who you are.
You don't know who you are. Because when I say self-knowledge, it doesn't mean that, my name is Hash or Hashim or Ignatius or Emmanuel. It's not about all that. That's a persona. We're talking about the self. The self as who is this spirit that is animating you. And the more you get into that research, make time, even listen to shows like this to get to know more about yourself. It's not just about saying, I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, that's all the pastor is telling me. Most of the pastors have no clue what he's talking about. Most of the imams have no clue, they've just been told what to tell people.
Well,
take on that responsibility that I want to know me, know your moods, what triggers you. It's not just about knowing yourself in spirit, but know your own characteristics. And the more you know your likes and dislikes, the more you start to have assertiveness and self-confidence, and then love yourself. Know that you are very important. If you're a guy, go to the gym, be healthy, eat healthy food. If you're a woman, take care of yourself.
So men, stop asking your women to create these monstrous portions of unhealthy foods. It might taste nice in the moment, but what is it going to do to you long term? Men are suffering from prostate cancers and all sorts of things, as women. Actually, going from the self-esteem, let's look at, Mr. Hash, the man and woman relationship. What are your thoughts of the man and woman relationship today as it stands, in general? We'll go there first.
And as everything evolves, remember we are here to evolve. And everything, before you can get the right answer to solution to every problem, you have to first go to the fundamentals of it. What is the purpose of this whole life? We are here to evolve. So as we're evolving, the relationships that we had in the past, it was based on security. It's about survival. It was relationships that evolved out of our need to survive. But as we are advancing, we're getting to a stage whereby survival is not a priority for most of humanity today. Or maybe it might still be a necessity in some cultures. Maybe
but not in the West, not in the Western world.
So even our religions, all this, they came out of environments that we needed to survive. So we needed each other. The man needed a woman to survive, the woman needed a man to survive. But as we're moving past that kind of age, we're getting to the age of enlightenment right now. We're getting to an age whereby people want to know themselves. You know what I'm saying? And people are now connecting more of who they are. So it's causing a lot of relationship problems. But the key to
but also, isn't it sort of the external as well? Because people, because their self-esteem might be low inside, they're very focused out there as well. You know, it's like, what's out there for me, or, you know, where's my job, where's my money, all those things as well.
Yeah, because, like I said, we're just coming from an era that was based, we're coming from an era of evolution that was based more on external. For example, God is outside of you.
Yes, he's up there actually.
He's up there. He's never here.
Yeah,
he's
always
there.
somewhere else. Yeah.
And it's like everything in society, you know, you cannot even, everything is based on what other people think.
Wow, yes.
And it's all external. It's about what I've got, it's about things.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's how we sometimes measure our self-esteem. It's like what I have, what I look like, who's standing by my side, you know, that's how, who are my friends, you know. So
now, what's happening is, all this time, most people don't even know who they are inside. It's never been anything to do with inside.
We've never questioned it.
We've never, we're getting to an era where this outside glories are falling apart. So people have to find a new definition
of who they are. Yeah.
And because no one is ever, we haven't been educated that way. Most people now have no idea what to do. You know what I'm saying? Okay, like for example, it's been said that the man is a breadwinner and the woman has to depend on the man forever. But right now, the man cannot even win the bread. The man is not
even getting the jobs, yeah.
The man cannot even win the bread. Because the man can't win the bread, the man is totally confused.
And that is affecting the man's self-esteem and the way he's... Because it doesn't mean it's a bad thing what's going on. It just means that maybe the man has to now create his own kind of work.
Well, of course,
which could be a very positive
That's what
thing.
It means, that the man has to learn how to create his own bread.
He's got to dig within himself.
Yeah, instead of going to win the bread.
Yeah, create
your own bread.
Yeah, bake your own bread.
But so it means that we have to re-educate ourselves.
And change the way we talk.
Yeah, how do we create our bread? Because we've always been taught to win the bread. So the bread is in the hands of somebody else.
That's really interesting, Mr. Hash. I mean, talk about winning. Winning means, when I think of winning, it means that some are going to win and some are going to lose.
Yeah, so that says it all.
That's interesting.
That says it
I never
all.
thought about it.
So that means that there's not enough.
Yes.
You get the point?
Yeah, absolutely. But if we are left to...
But if we're all creating...
Yes.
Then it's not even about winning.
Wow.
We all become creators of bread. So there will be bread all over the place. And including the women.
Well, of course.
The women have to be the
there's a song called Sisters Are Doing It For Themselves. And that is where women are today.
Yeah. So that's what's happening. We're at a crossroads right now. We're trying to move into the fourth dimension. But our values are all based on the third dimension.
So really it's about readdressing our values. Looking at them and saying, this is not working for me. This is not going to take me into the fourth and fifth dimension. This is holding me back into the third.
It means that we have to learn to be creators of our own reality instead of somebody else. You know, we're coming from, it's before, it used to be like, oh, someone will give you the job.
Someone will give you the job, yeah.
Job security. Security comes from outside.
That's it.
But now we get to the era where security has to come from within.
Inside,
and that's why I advocate network marketing a lot, because it's a kind of, to me, it's a perfect it's a perfect kind of business for the new era that we're going in, whereby it's about connectivity, it's about networking.
Okay, we are going to go there. But we are still on the man.
I'm just basically trying to explain my, things that I advocate and why.
Yeah, we'll get you to give a little talk on that in a bit. Yeah. So, Mr. Hash, what do you think about the people are talking about the imbalance between the man and the woman? There's not enough men to go round. What is going on? Where are the men, especially in the black community? What's going on there?
Well, you have to understand that, especially in the Western world.
Right, in the Western world,
even it's happening in the black nations of countries in Africa as well. Because men are, especially like in the Western world, there's a lot of young people going to go through a lot of crisis. A lot of people have been locked up for all kind of foolish reasons.
Right, so you're saying things like the sort of institution of is causing a lot of the problems. Do you feel that it's the institution that is causing the problems, or do you feel it's people's self-esteem mixed with all that low self-esteem, feeling maybe there's not much out there? and so you find
Yeah, it's
yourself.
both.
Yeah.
It's both because people have not been educated to know their own power.
Right.
So because people feel powerlessness, because they tell you that you're no good, you are nothing, you're a sinner, and people don't even know their power.
Right.
So what happens is people feel that they have to go around and maybe thief and or maybe do all kind of dodgy things or wherever it is.
Which is going to land them in a, because I always feel.
So it's a two-way thing.
Yeah. I always feel like you're looking around. So I live in London, and in London you see all sorts of things going up, like mental health institutions, and you hear as well prisons are being built and stuff like that. And you always feel kind of. I mean, I don't know if you agree. I always feel, why are these things going up? Hospitals. In one hospital, they spent about £6 billion on building a hospital. I mean, you kind of think to yourself, well, why are we investing in so much? Again, do you feel that that's part of the problem with?
Yeah. I think. Look, you see, what I don't want to get the whole thing into, like, what they're doing and
of
what,
course, of course.
that we know that's always going to be there, but this is a byproduct. It's a very complex, it's a two-way.
Well, that's why you have to look at both sides.
Yeah, because if people are enlightened, if people know themselves, there will not even be need. There will be no need for prisons.
Well, no.
There will be no need for hospitals. You know what I'm saying? But if people are not aware of their power, and people are helpless, addicted, eating out of emotions. And drinking out of emotion.
We are people going to be talking about food at some point.
And then, causing all kind of suffering to themselves. It doesn't matter who's making them do it, because they will say that, oh, I can't help it because I'm stressed out.
I feel a certain way. Yes. Yeah.
But it doesn't solve the problem.
No, it doesn't. It makes
so, I mean, if people are getting sick, will you just let them just lie down there sick and die? You have to build them hospitals to take care of them. Although we do also understand that the same people that are building the hospitals are influencing people to eat a certain way, but the person that have the power are the people themselves, because the people have a choice.
We just don't buy the food. That's what I do. I just don't have it in my house.
People have the choice. If we exercise our power, our choice, which is the divine power that is given to us by the Creator, then it doesn't matter who is convincing you, who is persuading you. We can say, no, we don't want to eat this kind of stuff.
Okay, we're going in. We're sort of, we're
but
going
if people want to eat themselves to death, drink themselves to death, and getting sick
So
of all kinds of diseases.
how is that affecting relationships between the man and woman? The fact that people are eating really badly and have poor health. How is that affecting relationships?
Well, I think the foundation of the relationship has to start with relationship with yourself. You get a point?
Absolutely, that is my
relationship with yourself, because you can't expect to have a fantastic somebody that is going to be with you if you don't even feel in yourself that you deserve, worth that. You cannot beat people.
So desirability, people.
Yes, and then it means that walk your talk. If you love yourself that much, you will treat yourself a certain kind of way. You go to the gym, if you don't go to the gym, you go to the park. You work out. You care about how you look. You care about your health. You know what I'm saying? People are not going to sacrifice something for you. You give what you receive, what you give out there.
Yeah.
So
you make the most of what you've got.
Yes, we have to develop a loving and caring relationship with ourselves.
So you have to teach people, kings and queens, how to treat you. That's the message, really.
Yeah.
By the way you treat you, that's how people will treat you. If you love yourself, if you treat yourself well, if you make your life comfortable, then people will love you and treat you in that same way.
Definitely.
Because you are your first love. You are your real soulmate. And do you want to go on? Do you want to talk about
because like especially in the black community, a lot of people have low self-esteem issues due to upbringing. Maybe you grew up with a dad, it's like a woman, for example. The dad wasn't there, but this is a long chain of problem, reaction, solution, problem.
And also, it could be people talking about the trauma of slavery being passed down through generations. That is also affecting people.
I mean, we can go to infinity, but the point I keep saying is,
I know we don't want to stay there.
All these things, they happen, but none of these things have the power to keep you in bondage.
No, not
because the spirit that we are
if you can unlock the spirit of who you
can
really
choose
are,
to kick everything out.
Yeah.
But if you don't exercise our power of choice, then we become slaves to this past memory. You get the point? So, but who is suffering? It's you. I mean, it's all good to say that, oh, because of what's happened to my parents and what happened to me, but it doesn't solve the problem.
Yeah, because some people, they've gone through things maybe when they're, you know, like you say, coming from divorced households, or, you know, some people have been abused, you know what I mean, physically, mentally, sexually even. A lot of people are talking about that, but that's a different show. But certainly, obviously, we can sit there and everyone can listen.
Wallow.
Yeah, people can wallow in self-pity until it's right up to your neck. But what about turning things around? Because remember, people, that what's ever on the negative side, there's also, if you switch it around, if you change the perspective, it's going to be positive.
Yeah, we know a lot of people that come from different kind of backgrounds. I mean, look at Barack Obama. His mother wasn't there. No. You know, it's not the only.
He's got a fantastic relationship with.
Yeah, but
Michelle.
he didn't say that because I'm not gonna, he's trying to turn the whole thing around.
Yeah,
so he's more focusing on showing a different example.
Absolutely.
And that's what life is all about. Overcoming challenges and setting new examples. So in terms of relationships, I think the key that will solve the relationship issues that we have is our relationship, developing and loving relationship with ourselves. Develop a self-confidence in yourself. You know, because if we really believe that this is a universe of that is controlled by the law of attraction, that means we can always attract whoever we want. And a lot of people, we live life like life is a chance. So because we live in a chance, things happen to us by chance. We don't live consciously.
Well, most people get into relationships by chance. They don't really think about it or why they want it. It might be that you like the look of somebody, or somebody seems they can take care of you, you know, that type of thing. So it's really about people thinking deeper than that. And
say, for example, you know, a lot of exercise you can do out there is, if you what kind of relationship you want, write it down. This is the kind of man I want. But also remember that you will have to be that kind of person too.
Well, this is what I've taught people for a long time, is that write down your goals, whatever it is. Whatever it is, write it out thoroughly. One of the things I would say to you as well is, when you make a list, it's good, but also remember that you might leave things off. So at the end of every list you make, write this or something much better comes to me. So allow the universe to help you to receive what's good for you. And like Mr. Hash has said, you can't ask for something that you're not. So if you want someone who's reliable, if you want someone who's loving and giving, you have to be that type of person yourself. Do you see what I'm saying? You cannot just ask for a list of, you have to match it, because we vibrate, we're a vibration match, aren't we? Isn't that what it's all about? It's about being on the same consciousness level as what you want, whether it be things, people, or what have you. So yes, so Mr. Hash, what would you say what is a high level woman? What's the sort of woman that a good man, not just any man, because also he's got to realise that she's only going to come to him if he's on that level too. What in your idea makes a good quality woman? What's a quality woman? Because we want the audience to know what they need to be vibrating towards.
Okay.
What's a quality woman?
I think a quality woman is a woman that finds herself very interesting, find herself,
she's happy with her company,
interesting, and want to know more and more and more of who she is. And because you see, I believe that once you engage in a vision that excites you,
that's very important. People, have a vision.
It takes care of all the rest.
Have a vision,
because it's like, okay, for example, an interesting woman, somebody that is very loves learning. A woman that is passionate about learning new things about herself, about her career, about life, about spirituality. Because when a woman is spiritual and getting to understand who she is in spirit, it makes her less demanding, and it makes her more busy with her own vision. You know what I'm saying? And in life is strange. Life, there's funny thing about life. Anything that you don't chase, you don't chase for, comes to you effortlessly. You know what I'm saying? So when a woman has got a vision that she's this, and what happens is, she becomes like a magnet.
So she becomes attractive.
Yes, because everybody wants to be somebody that's going somewhere, and it's not even like just a busy career work. No, it's not just about that. It's about balance as well. It's about the woman that she's got time to take care of herself. She's got time to learn much about herself. She's got time. It's about getting that kind of balance as well, and also she's got time to nurture. I think what's happening these days is, you know, we're moving from one imbalance to another imbalance. A lot of women think that, oh, they don't want a man to look down on them, or whatever this ideology or this feminine thing.
Well, I think the feminist movement kind of caused this a little bit because, and I think as well, sometimes before we get things right, there has to be these imbalances, because you can't go from being totally, you know, in the 50s where women were totally dependent on men for their, you know, at one time you couldn't go and get anything on credit without a man signing for
that's
it.
no good either.
Yeah. So you have to expect that there's going to be these imbalances where women are like, wow, we've got all this power, you know, we've got the money, we've got the car, we've got the house, we can do what we want to do, you know. So they are going to be like that. But yeah, obviously, it's going to put the man's nose out of joint. And also, you're both coming from a masculine energy, so that's not going to be matching very well.
Yeah. So my understanding is that is what's causing the imbalance. We're moving from one extreme to another extreme, which is not helping anybody.
Not
you
really.
know, some people think that the way to feel, or some men feel that the way to balance the feminine is to go all the way, which is another confusion. And some women think for them the way they can feel masculine is to become men themselves.
Well, you know,
what I'm saying?
Butch, you know, sort of.
But that's missing the point. What we want is balance. We want that kind of person, that human beings that are very balanced.
Yeah.
That means it's, as a man, we want to develop more compassion. You know, we don't want this.
Well, actually, that's what I want to ask you. What makes a high level man? You know, what's a high level man?
Okay. Okay. Of course, I just wanted to finish that. Okay.
I know, because you started talking about the man, so no, if you've got something to finish your point.
Yeah, because the point I was just trying to say is we want to create a balanced human beings. You know what I'm saying? Women that are balanced, men that are balanced. You know, a balanced man is a man that's got compassion. You know what I'm saying? And a balanced woman too is a woman that have that both characteristics. You know what I'm saying? Not just you know, too softy. You know, she's got a bit of ambition, a bit of, you know what I'm saying, but not to the point whereby she lose all the feminine aspect. What makes her
a woman? Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, and then at the same time, we have to understand that relationship is the key to relationship is a spiritual thing. You know what I'm saying? We relate so that we can find the spiritual aspect of each other.
Well, this is the thing. A lot of people see relationship as, because I teach my clients that relationship is not a noun. It's about how you relate to each other, how you relate, and it all comes from how you relate within yourself. If you've got a lot of emotional issues inside, you're not going to be relating very well inside, and you can only give what you are in here. Do you see what I'm saying? You can't give more than you are. You see.
And what's happening is, most time we think relationship is just sexual. You see?
It's so far from that. Kings and queens. I think that's a lazy relationship.
You know,
sexual relationship is a lazy relationship.
Oh, it's all about sex, and we get married and we have some children, and that's it. So when that is done, what's next? Nothing. People have no clue what's next.
Well, that's why people need to build a vision, like you say. So you might have a vision about a business that you're going to, you know, be empowered.
You have to have individual visions.
Yeah.
And then you have to have a vision for the relationship itself.
Exactly.
That this is going to be physical, mental, spiritual relationship. And both levels have to progress. The physical aspect of relationship has to progress. The mental has to progress. The spiritual has to progress. And what does that mean? It means that in that
and
relationship,
emotional management as well, because there's a thing called emotional intelligence, which is what most people's problems are. You know, it's very easy to trigger people. It's like somebody said once, you know, you can have if somebody says you're nice, you're happy and you're smiling. If somebody says you're awful, you're happy. But if you know who you are, someone says you're awful, you just laugh at them and say, okay, thank you very much, but I don't want that gift, thank you very much. Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, that all comes from self-knowledge, and when people are very comfortable in their own skin, and this is the way for the future.
Yeah.
It's not going to be about. You see, remember, we're just coming from an era that is very dogmatic.
Very much so.
It's all about some outside authority.
Someone's
saying
telling you
that,
how to be,
No.
what you should think,
Yeah.
how you should behave.
And people now cannot. We're coming to an era that people are feeling the spirit more, and spirit is not something that you can dictate like that.
No.
The future relationships is going to be. It's going to be. The way I would call it is like how do they call this kind of people? Freelance relationships. It's going to be people just that connect. It's not because people are not going to be in a relationship because they're scared of going to hell if they not stay in that relationship, because there's no such thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be based on some outside authority that is forcing you to be there. It's going to
Well,
be.
I don't think people need to be forced. I think people make up their own minds, don't they? It's not, I mean, because we're really talking about what is a high level woman. We're not talking about why people are in relationships or they're not in relationships. We're talking about, because what I really want is for people, because this is for people who want to be in quality relationships. So how do they have to be that? So
Okay, high level woman, like I said,
yeah, because
is based on somebody that knows herself, knows who she is in spirit, in mind, and in body, and always constantly working towards that.
Yeah,
that becomes a vision.
Work on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, working on yourself.
And it's a job. It's a long job.
It's a job that
it's a
has
life
no
for
end.
job. It's a
Yes.
job for life sort of thing. Yeah. So really, we just wanted to also do the same. What makes a high level man? What's a high level man
A high level
that
man,
deserves that high level woman?
I would say, is a man that is conscious of who he is, and constantly working to progress himself in terms of physically, mentally, spiritually. When I say physically, mentally, I'm talking about progresses himself in a physical environment, meaning having a decent health, having a healthy body, a healthy environment, a healthy house.
Yeah. And,
a healthy
and I think as well for
financial
men,
resources.
financial is very important for men, whether they like it or not. It's something that is tied to their ego, because we've got to remember men have very fragile egos, and being able to afford things, being able to go out there and buy what they want, is very important to them, and it's important to women as well, but in a lesser way. I believe. I could be wrong, but definitely for a man, if he's not able to take care of business, it does affect him on an emotional, spiritual, mental level, and that can destroy a situation, a relationship with himself, or a relationship outside as well. So I would say definitely, I think a man should be aware that he needs to take care of himself as well, because
Of course.
because it's not about two people coming joined at the hips, needing to
Well, I mean, these days, for before in the past, it's more or less like for a man, or as long as you got a job, in some factory, and you can be a breadwinner. It doesn't even matter how you look. You could look like God knows, and it doesn't really matter. But we all know that things are changing these days. If you have to take care of yourself, because
Well, I mean, there's so many. I mean, the new breed that's coming, young men, they do take care of themselves. They're starting to, it's not like that. It's not like the old times.
yeah,
And a lot of them are so, really good looking as well. So it's like you have to. You can't. You don't want to be the one out
I
there.
think it's a good thing.
Yeah.
It's a good thing that men now have started taking care of themselves. They have to go to the gym. And a lot of my videos I do. These are the kind of training that I show men. Because it's all about, people.
But I don't think so much. I mean, I don't want to make men think, because a lot of men already feel over, like they've got to do so much. So we don't want them to think that, you have to look like Arnold Schwarzenegger or anything. We're just talking about healthy, just not letting yourself go, not getting the married man's belly and all that stuff.
Health is the key.
Yeah.
We're talking about...
And I think health is more important than even just having, muscles everywhere.
Both men and women, to have a healthy relationship, health is the key. Let health be your
leader. Green juice, and we're talking about, I don't want to go into food and that too much, but make sure you're drinking healthy green juices.
And that shows you that you've got high self-esteem.
Yeah.
Because if you ain't got no high self-esteem,
and you're going to sit down eating cake,
you won't bother about what you eat. But if you've got high self-esteem, you cherish this temple.
Yes, this is your temple, people.
That you call the body.
Yes.
So you make sure that you put in. Like Muslims, when they go to the mosque, they have to take off their shoes. So because they believe the house of God. You know what I'm saying? So if this is the temple of God, will you chuck in all kind of rubbish,
cakes,
dog
biscuits,
shit,
please,
and all kind of stuff that you step on the road?
Yeah, you wouldn't.
You wouldn't.
Yeah.
So that's why if you got a car, will you go and put some dirty oil in the car? Or are you going to put oil, diesel in the petrol car? You don't do that.
No.
So why do we treat our body like that?
In fact, people do, don't they? They say, if you're selling them a product on their car, they'll say, let me know whether this is going to, ruin my car or not. But people don't question food. You can give them any old thing in a packet, and they'll eat it, more or less.
They'll eat it.
No, but you know what I mean. It's that thing of we just think, oh, it's in a nice packet. It looks, tasty.
Yeah, we eat out of emotions, isn't it? We're not conscious.
Why do we do that, Mr. Hatch? Why are people eating out of emotions?
Because we're not conscious. The masses are not conscious. When I mean they're not conscious, what I mean by is they're not aware the power that they have.
Okay.
That in each moment they are creating, be it positive or negative.
Okay.
You can say, oh, somebody made me do so, but it doesn't solve the problem. For example, if I convince you to drink a poison, and say, I'm not going to convince you to drink a poison.
Not really, no. Yeah.
And then it causes you a health damage. Just saying that, oh, it wasn't my fault, you made me drink that poison, it's not solving the problem because your health is still going to be intact. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So we have to behave as a conscious being and know that everything we do matters. Everything we eat matters.
Absolutely.
Every action.
So focus.
Matters.
So it's like you go shopping. When you pick up a piece of food to put into your trolley, ask, is this going to empower me and make me healthy? Or is this going to, I went shopping earlier on and I saw certain things there and I'm thinking, oh, I wouldn't mind some of that. And I looked at it and I thought, is this going to make me healthy? Is this going to give me energy for tomorrow for my work? Or is it going to, take energy from me? And I went to pick the thing up and I put it straight back. I moved my hand.
Because you're behaving consciously now.
Of course. And that's what consciously means. It means being aware in the now, in your conscious mind about everything you're doing, what you're going to say to somebody. Think about it before you say what you're going to say.
Yeah, because everything
That's
matters.
what being aware is. Being
conscious.
It's very simple, but it's very easy to get lost into the unconscious and just keep repeating old patterns, old ways of doing things, old ways of behaving. Yeah.
Because it's habit.
Yeah, habit. That is the real thing that we're talking about here, breaking down the habits.
Old habits.
The old habits of living by your ego and the new habits of living by your spirit, by living by your higher consciousness. Because the ego is on a low level consciousness.
Yeah.
So change your frequency, just like with a radio dial. Just turn to a higher higher frequency. And be mindful of that. Sort of check yourself out on a given moment. Am I on a high conscience? Is this a high level thinking or is this a low level thinking?
No, I know it can be very frustrating.
It is frustrating.
When you always live a life of anything goes, and then when you get caught, it wasn't me. You know that song, Shaggy?
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me.
It wasn't me, honey.
That's the kind of life we've been living.
Yeah.
It wasn't me kind of life. But the thing
I'm not responsible.
Yeah, but
they did it to me.
It's
Yeah, it's
Some-
always someone. It's my
They-
teacher's fault. It's my father's fault. It's my mother's fault. It's my
And-
wife's fault. My husband's fault. It's the children's fault. It's a dog's fault.
It's the government.
It's the government.
It's the Illuminati.
Yeah, that's a new one, people. The Illuminati is a big topic all over the internet.
Yeah, it's always they.
What's your take on what's that all about? Do you think that's kind of there to take us away from the the real?
We have to admit that there is some negative forces in this world, but that influences us in a negative way. But we have to understand that the root of it, the source of it, is ourselves. Because for example, the newspapers will always write about all the news. The media will always talk about all the wars. Why? Because all of us like to listen to negative stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you talk about positive things, people will not buy the news.
Well, that's very true. They had
We are the one feeding these
that.
beasts.
Yeah.
We are the one feeding it.
That's it.
So if each one of us start not listening to this kind of stuff, look at even right now that there's not a lot of people watching mainstream TV media, people are watching what they want because there's a lot of choice.
That's right.
They don't have that much influence anymore.
That's right.
So the power is always with the people.
Yeah. Remember that, people. Don't think that somebody up there is in power. You gave them that power, platform.
Of course.
We give them the platform.
Of course. Even the example that I even give is even coming to the idea of God. Even coming to the idea of all these things, Jesus, Muhammad, whatever name you want to call it, it doesn't make a difference. If people make these entities or these names, if we give them power. Mm-hmm. Because this thing don't mean anything to the squirrel.
Or a newborn baby.
A newborn baby don't know who Jesus is, he don't know who Muhammad is, he doesn't know who Allah is, they don't know. We tell them these stories and we program them to believe that everybody else is going to go to hell except them.
Which is not good.
Which is not good.
Because
and then that idea makes them go out there and want to create hell for everybody
other
else.
people, yeah.
So this is deep stuff. This relationship thing that we're talking about. First and foremost, the most important key is your relationship with yourself.
Very much so.
Who do you think?
Yeah.
Who are you? What are you here
for? What do you
your,
want to be here for?
What's your
If you
purpose?
don't know why your purpose, create one.
And
Remember
make
that
that
you
important.
can make your beliefs. You don't have to be stuck with the old ones. Create
Isn't
new
it?
beliefs.
So once you've got that and you know who you are, you know what you're here for, and what you're doing, you realize that you're no more beggy. You're not saying, "Oh, somebody please come make me happy." Because your life becomes a life filled of
Magic.
creativity,
Yeah.
and then the relationship becomes like a handbag. It becomes like like the icing on the cake. But if you want to make a relationship to be the cake itself, it's not going to work. Because nobody have that power to be responsible for your 100% happiness. It's
Well, no,
impossible.
you have to be, because I hear a lot of people saying, I'm not happy, someone's not making me happy. That is definitely a wrong attitude, because you have to make yourself happy within. In fact, when you wake up in the morning, you might wake up feeling like crap, and that's okay. It's your job to do something to make yourself feel happy, and then you can share that happiness with somebody else.
The secret, one little secret that I can share to the women out there is there is nothing that excites a man or a guy than a woman that is just full of smiles. That smiles easily. That can laugh easily. That is easygoing, and there's nothing more beautiful than that.
Absolutely.
That woman that has that confidence, it doesn't take a lot for them to smile. You could be you could be beautiful like an angel or whatever. What is the beauty? The definition of beauty. And if you are always in a screw face, screw face, always
Mouth
have
pushed out,
issues and always upset, always
angry.
It just spoils the whole thing. It just spoils the beauty.
picture. Yeah.
That is why sometimes sometimes you see couples going out, they say, how did she get this kind of guy? Whatever. It's not just about, beauty? It's not just about outside.
And it's not that. It's like when you see people out and about and their faces are pushed out and they're not talking. It's about communication.
Yeah.
People need to learn to talk to themselves within and to each other. And not even just in relationships, everywhere you go. Because look at road rage. That's not good. That's somebody who's got a lot of stuff going on that they keep him bottled up. And I think for men, like Hash has just said about women, and it's true, women, we have to stop being miserable and start smiling and seeing the beauty out there and feeling beautiful, because that's what we are. We are the beautiful creations that God has put here on the planet. And, you know, men have to learn to appreciate women and make women feel that, you know, they enjoy having them here on. It's not a man's world. All that crap about a man's world, that's dying out, and I'm so glad that that's dying out.
That is all lies. You see, one thing I keep saying is, anything, falsehood can exist for a while, but anything that is based on false premises is bound to disappear.
How can it be a man's world? Women are the ones who bring children on the planet, bring everyone on the planet, actually. So it's very important that we
and also, like for the men,
it's a soul's world. It's
men have to realize that a woman is not just some kind of just
piece
sex
of meat.
thing.
It's not a piece of meat.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's that.
And women,
you know,
you have to remember not to, you know, to show that you are more than a piece of meat.
You know, it's a connection. It's a spiritual connection. The man has to see a woman as a gateway that can take his spirit to a new infinite dimensions, which is another thing altogether.
And that is so true, Mr. Hash. I agree with you. I believe that the kind of woman that, if a woman, it's like, I went to a seminar a couple of weeks ago, and a man stood up and said, oh, you know, all these women are feeding the men and killing them slowly, you know, that type of thing. But I think also it is important, if you the right type of woman is going to empower the man, and because they say behind every great man there's a great woman. And if a man becomes better than he was before, he's open to his spiritual, because I do feel that the woman is the first portal for spiritual growth. And if you've got the right woman, you will open up spiritually. You will be better on everywhere. Physically, you know, you start off one way and you'll be a better physical, you know, quality person, eating better, wanting to. So that's what we have to look at. How can we bring out the best in each other? Men, how can you bring out the best in your women? Women, how can you bring out the best in your man? And more important, how can you bring out the best in yourself?
That's the key. That's the foundation.
You know, what can you do? You know, take care of yourself. You know, love yourself. Eat well. You know, try different things. You know, talk. You know, learn about you.
Be playful.
Be playful.
Be
have fun.
Have
Go
fun.
to the park. Go to the park and run around like a child and scream at the top of your voice.
And just also know that, always remember that you will always survive. You will always survive. Your survival is not in the hands of anybody else.
Your survival is not even in the hands of you being in this body, people. Forget that. You know, even you being in this body and you leave this body, you're always going to survive wherever you go, because the spirit is everything and the spirit is everywhere. So it's not about feeling trapped in a body, trapped in a relationship, trapped in a job, trapped in anything or religion. You are always free to be you. And because spirit is freedom. That's what we're talking about here. That's the true freedom. But we have to break down these concepts. We have to break down these walls that the world has given us, and so that everybody can be free. Everyone can have the equality. It's no longer people thinking this is a man's world. This is how a woman should behave. She should be seen and not heard. You know, women have to be. We're in partnerships. You know, out there in the workplace, women are equal. In the home, women are equal, but different. Equal in the sense that you both deserve to be treated properly, but in a different way. Women are the feminine energy that is nurturing, giving and receptive, and men are the masculine energy that is giving from a different angle. So Mr. Hash, anything you want to say before we close?
I was about to talk about our relationship with the world,
yes,
and other people.
Yes.
And relationships is not just about you know, the sexual relationship. The whole evolution of life is about relationship. How we constantly trying to relate. It's like the macro and the micro. We are the micro, we are the small, trying to relate with the big aspect
of ourselves.
And I would say it's all about love. Love in the sense that
creation.
Love, as we have to get to the point whereby we don't even have enemies, because once we understand that we are love, we do not fall in love, we are love. our essence,
We
who
are the love, yeah.
is love. We do not fall into
Yeah.
something and come out of it again. We are love. And then when we live from that point, then we just want to share. The reason why there is so much unhappiness in a lot of relationships, people are not coming to share. People are coming
Come
to
to
take.
receive, yeah.
They're coming to take, and they, eventually there's nothing to take because nobody.
And it's the same in you know the larger, like you say.
Yeah.
You know, certain countries are going without, and other countries are taken everything for themselves,
Yeah.
and then wondering why
There's
other
war.
or why other countries are trying to come into other countries. But obviously, there's nothing there. If it's barren, then you got.
Why should I just stay there?
Yeah.
So it's about that.
Sharing
It
the
comes down-
love, like the sun shines on everybody.
Yeah, because we are more operating too much in the ego, in the fear. Everybody is scared, so we're all trying to grab. We think something is running out, so we're gonna grab. The women are busy to grab the men are busy to grab. We're grabbing and grabbing and grabbing. But it's not about life. It's not about grabbing.
I don't know that everybody's grabbing, but
No,
yeah.
what I'm saying, there's this
yeah.
idea of scarcity. It's a spiritual disease that's been haunting this planet for years. So we have to move into the mentality of abundance. That there's nothing to do. There is abundance.
Well, I
of
believe that there's
everything.
enough people for everybody.
There is
Everybody's
abundance of
yeah.
food.
Yeah.
There is abundance
Of
of
people.
There is abundance of money.
Yeah.
There is abundance of air. There is abundance of everything is abundant.
Everything that
We
you want.
create this scarcity in our head
Yeah.
because of the fear we create.
Because the mind is scared, the ego is scared.
Yeah.
That's why we have to move from the ego to the higher level of
spirit.
consciousness.
And realize
Because
that-
when you're in the higher consciousness, everything is there for you in abundance.
And that is true.
Well,
is
yeah,
true.
absolutely.
So it's about connecting with people. It's about networking with people. It's about helping each other. It's about elevating one
Sharing.
another. Sharing.
Caring.
Don't sit down and think you have to hoard something or hold down something. Share and set each other free. The spirit wants to be set free. We've been captivated. We've kept the spirit in captivity. The spirit is kicking back. It wants to be free. There is abundance of all the things that we think we need so that we can be happy, be wherever there's abundance of it.
Right, but remember people, remember that free spirit is good, but we also have to have some understanding and some wisdom. Wisdom is very important because wisdom keeps everything in a nice balanced order, because we can be too free for our own good. So we have to remember to keep it so that, because we have to remember we live in a body as well. So we're not just spirit, but we have to bring spirit into our lives. We haven't been living a spirit in the spiritual way for a very long time. We have to bring spirit, but we need to balance both, because we are in a body and we need these bodies if we're going to be on planet Earth. So there's certain things that we do have to have some rituals around. So so I hope people, you have enjoyed this show. It's been quite a show. Mr. Hash has delivered gem after gem after gem. It's been good. We've learned how to love ourselves. We've learned how to enjoy relationships in a much more balanced way, and we've learned how to connect with people and the world and the spirit. So
And if you
people,
like this show, please share. Life is about sharing.
what are we going to be talking about? What are we going to talk about tomorrow? What's on the show? What do you think?
Well, tomorrow we'll be talking about entrepreneurship.
We're going to talk about money and people.
Talking about the spiritual economy.
Spiritual economics, people.
And entrepreneurship. Also remember to share this thing. If you like, this is our gift to you. What you can give back to us is to share.
Please do.
Share with
people.
your friends.
Share it.
Because it's all about sharing.
Yeah. So and
Sharing.
also, leave comments if you
Yes,
like.
you have it's something that you think that it wasn't
Let us-
clear.
yeah.
Because at the end of the day we don't know it all.
No, we don't. We're just putting things out there.
Yeah, we would like to hear from you. Leave your comments and remember to sign up. Sign up on the empowernetwork.com/hash.
Say that
Sign
again.
up so that you can get access. Because remember, about a year and a half ago, my life was in total tatters. Everything that I'm learning and what I'm doing right here, for me to be here to be talking about it, that's where I learned everything from. It's from my life, and I'm sharing it. We're sharing
Okay.
it
Yes.
so everybody can be part
Yeah,
of it.
we will be back tomorrow.
So
So
peace and love.
entrepreneur, we're doing the self-love, isn't it? This whole thing is
It's about know thyself.
know thyself. That's
Episode
it.
3.
So it's goodbye from me, and it's goodbye from
Mr. Harsh.
Yeah. Woo!
Take care.
Thank you for tuning in. We
Live
love
in
you.
love.
Woo! Keep coming back.
Tender. He's talking about you too. Touches the heart and soul. Everyone that will listen to him. Sign up. In love. Not just sign up. Love. Yes. They can feel. Get them move. Move them by the balls. Sign up. And enroll with me and partner with. Become a student. That can transform their lives for betterness. So they can embark on the journey of self-discovery, financial freedom, time and money freedom, mastery over matter. That's my intention. That's the outcome that I want. Thousands and thousands of listeners that will listen. Call on all power, command my unconscious mind and subconscious mind to give me, do whatever it takes to cause laughter, to create laughter, humor, positive energy, transform this people. There's hundreds and thousands of people, or millions of people that are about to listen to this message, to convert them. Yes, I have no business, I have no worry of converting. To transform themselves into a genuine self-discovery. So it is.
Should we do a quick 2-minute prayer?
Thank you. Thank you, life. Thank you, life. Thank you, source. Thank you, Allah. Thank you, Christ. Thank you, Brahma. Thank you. Thank you, Jehovah. Everything is so grateful and thankful to all of our ancestors, those who have sacrificed before us. So grateful and thankful to all the creative forces in the universe, all of the animal kingdom, plant kingdom, the winds, Mother Earth, life-giving fire, life-giving waters. We are so grateful to all. We are so grateful to all the seen and unseen forces of creation. We are so grateful. As we're about to do this video, we now call on all power and command our unconscious mind to do whatever it takes to cause laughter, to cause humor. To touch the lives of the thousands and millions of people that are going to listen. We intend this message to reach hundreds and thousands and millions of people. To touch them in their heart, in their soul. To grab them by their balls. To move them. To sign up. To enroll. To take their lives to another level. To get them on the road of self-discovery and creativity. To get them out of the boxes of fear. And embark on an amazing world of networking and relationship building. Of touching lives of one another and making each other's life better. Being a blessing for one another. So become a win-win. Loyal, loving, supporting friendships and relationships. To all that will listen to it. To all the millions and thousands and hundreds of people that will listen to it. So it is. Thank you. That it is done. Thank you, life. Thank you, God. Thank you, source. That prayer has been answered and it is done. Amen.
Make this 35 minutes. Dear universe, spirit. Fun, informative, and full of wisdom. so that people everywhere can be touched and find the good, the God within them. Thank you. Amen. Let's see. Get my little glasses. So I'm just going to figure introduce me. So Mr. Hash, you're back in the house again. We just go back to that little site. I'm going to start this.
Know Thyself episode 2.
And Know Thyself episode 2. Brilliant. Okay. Just turn that up.